Tonight on Q2, big problems in Big Timber.
Big timber people in general are tough, and we'll survive this.
From shutdowns to empty shelves, the city's still reeling after losing water for a day. Plus, a house of horrors, from the floors to the walls.
And I don't think it's okay. Just communicate with me. I've been very honest since day one. As long as you communicate, everything's fine.
Concerning problems piling up, but little being done. And pack it for price. One little girl captures the hearts of not one, but two communities tonight. The MTN News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Russ Riesinger. There are still some big water problems in Big Timber. The city's water was off nearly all of Tuesday after a main line was broken. That water is back on, but many challenges continue to persist. Big Timber is currently under a boil advisory, causing several businesses to have to close while bottled water flies off the shelves. Our Phil Van Pelt has the latest.
Many businesses and restaurants around Big Timber have been forced to limit what they can do or close their doors altogether due to that water break, which leaves some, like the Grand Hotel behind me here, in a tough spot.
The Grand Hotel is the oldest operating hotel in the state of Montana.
If you live in Big Timber, you know the Grand Hotel.
This has always been the cornerstone for Big Timber.
So when something big is impacting business here,
It is hurtful.
there's a good chance it's symbolic of a bigger problem.
The whole town is hurting right now.
The Grand Hotel's restaurant currently sits empty at a time it would normally be hosting residents for lunch. It's been empty since Tuesday when a fiber optics crew inadvertently cut a water main. The water is back on, but that water remains compromised.
And the severity of it, got worse, and the health department or the cities put it on boil till October 24th. And at that point, we discussed it, we thought about it, and for the health and safety of our customers, it was just no option but to close. We will lose a lot of revenue this week.
Just blocks away at the fort, the impact of no water is being felt in more ways than one.
The biggest effect that we had initially the first day was restrooms. We're a convenience store, so people are wanting to stop in, and that's what they want, is a cup of coffee and a restroom, and we had neither to offer them.
In addition, bottled water is flying off store shelves, an item as good as gold to Big Timber residents.
I haven't pulled the numbers on actual increased sales, but it would probably be 10 times pretty easily of what we would normally sell in water.
Others, like Iron Star Pizza, are also feeling the impact.
It takes a lot of water to support a community. Yeah, you don't realize it until it's gone.
Justin Arlian owns the restaurant and says a week-long closure has tremendous repercussions.
If it was a day, it's not. It is what it is. A 7-day deal in our business is 7 days of lost income to pay our employees. Our employees are counting on paychecks.
Back at the Grand, the hotel's 39 employees are still at work, giving the hotel and restaurant a deep clean, amongst other things, responding to adversity the only way it knows how.
The Grand is tough. Big Timber people in general are tough. And we'll survive this. It's a little bump in the road. We'll all recover, and community will rally together.
In Big Timber, Phil Van Pelt, MTN News.
Wyola School is back in session this week, and school trustees voted tonight that Dr. Robert Smith will lead the way as the interim superintendent. Smith was selected by the school board at tonight's meeting. He'll handle the duties of Kenneth Deputy. Deputy was arrested over the weekend, charged with 88 counts of child endangerment after he canceled school for nearly 2 weeks without any reason given. It all began in early October when parents and school administrators started clashing over allegations of abuse and mistreatment of kids. Smith told MTN tonight that he hopes that Deputy can return in a month and a half to 2 months. He says administrators had a positive meeting with parents last night, and he looks forward to moving forward in a successful manner. Smith is the curriculum director and teacher at the school. In a rare primetime speech tonight, President Joe Biden addressed the nation, once again reaffirming his support for Israel.
We must make sure that they have what they need to protect their people today and always.
The address comes one day after his visit to Israel, with tensions and fighting growing by the day. Today, Israel's defense minister told troops gathered at the Gaza border that they will soon see Hamas from the inside, signaling a ground invasion could be near. The Israeli military now says more than 200 people are being held as hostages by Hamas, with their freedom being a top priority for Biden. Israel continues to blister airstrikes on Gaza, with Hamas firing rockets across the border. With the ongoing fighting not only in Israel but also in Ukraine, Biden's message was a clear one that we must reject all forms of hate.
We must, without equivocation, denounce anti-Semitism. We must also, without equivocation, denounce Islamophobia. And to all you hurting, those of you hurting, I want you to know I see you. You belong.
Thousands of people have died on both sides since the fighting began. Seeing the writing on the wall, Congressman Jim Jordan agreed to cancel a third round of voting today, knowing he did not have enough support. The Ohio Republican says he is not bowing out of the speaker's race, rather calling a timeout. He is now backing a plan to give Speaker Pro Tem Patrick McHenry the power to preside over the House. That move could give Jordan some more time to try and sway 20 Republican holdouts. Congress has less than a month now to pass a spending bill to keep the government open.
And good Thursday evening, everyone. A delightful weather day around much of Montana. We had nothing but sunshine and well above average temperatures. To give you an example, how about Billings? Today's high was 81 degrees, only 3 degrees away from tying a record from 20 years ago. Even the overnight low of 51 was a little bit closer to the average high this time of year. And you want to go back, that's actually 50 days ago. On the 31st of August, that's when we have a similar overnight low and daytime high average for that, 81 and 53. So unseasonably warm today and still awfully mild right now. Currently 67 degrees under a clear sky. The breeze helping keep things nice and mild. 14 miles an hour to the southwest. Changes coming soon.
Tonight, a bundle of complaints from a group of homeowners in Huntley after they say the manufactured homes they bought are riddled with deficiencies in workmanship. In addition to that, some say they were promised water at a fixed rate that they now say they're not getting. All of the homes have one thing in common. They were purchased from J&J Homes in Billings, but manufactured out of state. Tonight, our Andrea Lutz investigates the issues.
For some, it was supposed to be a dream development.
It's beautiful out here.
It is.
Space away from the city.
It's quiet, it's peaceful.
A place of beauty.
Beautiful sunrises and sunsets.
And for Bev and Dan Freeman, a place to live out their retirement.
This is our retirement plan.
This was an investment for us.
At least that was the plan. The Freemans bought their home in 2022, saying they were promised water to the tune of $70 a year because the area has no groundwater.
Every one of these homes has it in writing.
But they say that changed after the developer increased it to $195 a month, with homeowners given the chance to opt out.
My thought is he did that because he can't provide water.
The ordeal turned ugly for the Freemans when Bev says she tried to figure out what was going on.
He will make you believe that you are crazy. And so we went back and forth, and I was shaking, and I remember I hung up and I had a stroke. And
across the development at Allison Birchtold's house, she's dealing with the same water issues.
Okay, walk on the floor for us.
And flaws to her home so bad, her floor moves like water.
Okay,
She's been keeping records of it all. Siding is falling down, cracks in her walls, broken trim. And in addition to that rippling floor, walls are starting to buckle. She says she's repeatedly asked for the home to be repaired under its warranty, to no avail. But it's not just here. Amy Fox is a more recent customer of J&J Homes less than 10 miles away in Huntley.
It's devastating.
Fox says her 2-month-old home is also riddled with defects and missing items.
I have cracks on every window. All my doors show a gap with light in them, but I expect to be reimbursed for all these things that we have to pay extra money for.
Jason Wilcox, the owner of J&J Homes, sat down with me to go through those complaints one by one.
I have sold $60-some million by myself in manufactured homes. And for the media to bring up 4 or 5 disgruntled customers, although unfortunate, it's a pretty good record.
Jason's been in the manufactured home business for decades and stands by his product, saying he's providing a more affordable option for families at a time when home prices have skyrocketed.
I don't believe there's a site-built home that can go 1,500 miles and withstand it. Our homes are built as well as any stick-built or site-built home there is.
First, Jason says he did set water rates at $195 a month.
Is the cost higher than maybe some of them like? Maybe, but it's really competitive with any other water source in the area.
And when it comes to repairs, he says he's working on them.
Every single piece is stapled.
Quickly finishing the siding on Amy's house after we shot this video of her stapled on siding during our interview last week.
That doesn't look good.
It's terrible.
And remember that rippling floor in Allison's home? Well, Jason admits it's horrendous, saying it's on a list of warranty items to be repaired as soon as he can get it scheduled. But Jason's been taken to court before when two separate families filed lawsuits against his manufactured home business in 2013 and 2015 with his former company called Elite Homes. One family alleging their home never arrived with a furnace or hot water heater. Another alleging fraud, saying they paid a premium price for a custom home they believe was already built. Both were settled. In addition, the Montana Office of Consumer Protection says it's received 4 complaints regarding Jason Wilcox and his business, J&J Homes. The most recent submitted in June of this year.
Back to Allison.
Still, Jason stands by his product.
It's unfortunate. We don't want any unhappy customers. But we do have some unhappy customers, but we have hundreds of happy customers. And again, that's what we want to focus on, is giving people affordable quality homes in a market that's expensive.
Even if others aren't buying it.
Buyer beware.
Buyer beware.
Buyer beware.
In Huntley, Andrea Lutz, MTN News.
Yellowstone National Park continues to be a very popular destination so far this fall. Visitation numbers for September are up almost 50% over last year, with 838,000 visits. Even before COVID closures, September's numbers are still up 21%. So far this year, Yellowstone visitations are more than 4.1 million. Going back to 2019, this year is already 9% higher. Still to come on the MTN 10 o'clock news here on Q2, from Pack the Place in Pink to Pack the Place for Price. Hundreds joined together for volleyball in Joliet tonight, but its meaning goes well beyond the court. And in sports, under the lights, Thursday night football between the Locos and the Lions. All the highlights coming up in just a bit.
The MTN 10 o'clock news continues right after this.